Hey there, attention different fam. What you are about to hear is either part 1 or part 2 of the Winter Park Fireside Chats. The Fireside Chats are a series of interviews and one giant group conversation between a whole host of ADHD adults just like you, just like me, just like Aaron. We get together and we talk about what it means to be ADHD or a person with ADHD. We talked about New Year's resolutions and relapse, meaning you set up a New Year's resolution, do you hold firm to it, or does it slip and dissolve and eventually go away throughout the year? We also talk about how to set intentions and goals with a progress frame of mind rather than a results-oriented frame of mind. We're so glad to have you here. We hope that you enjoy parts 1 and 2 of the Winter Park Fireside Chats. Before we dive in, let's all take a breath. You got this. Welcome, everyone. We are here in Tabernash, Colorado, up in the Rocky Mountains. This is the ADHD Adulting Fireside Chat, which is a unique opportunity for everyday ADHD adults to connect, share advice, and learn from one another how to thrive with this condition. Tonight's topic, New Year, New You, resolutions, routines, and relapse. Without further ado, I'm going to pass it over to somebody really special. Tonight, all of you guys are special. This evening is special because you're here and because we collected together all up, up 10,000 feet up in the air over here. But it is also uniquely special because my brother in arms, my co-founder, the guy who I'm so ready to spend the rest of my life with, sorry, Alexis, is Aaron Smith, licensed clinician and therapist, here today to sort of run the show. Previously, it was yours truly, bringing the yucks and the yokes, but tonight, a little bit more gravity, a little bit more weight, a little bit more experience from Aaron Smith. So we're gonna have Aaron asking the questions, I'll be fielding the funnies. I'm just here for comic relief, okay? And we're gonna get personal. We're gonna have fun. Everybody here is beautiful and brilliant. I love you all. So without further ado. Oh, stop it, say less. No, but seriously, say more. Okay. Until I talk myself off the stage, Aaron, take us away.
All right. So, it is the New Year's time, right? So with that, what is a goal? We're gonna go around here. What is a goal that you have for yourself this year? And I want you guys to be specific here about a process, not an outcome goal, okay? So the difference is a lot of times people set outcome goals. I want to lose 50 pounds. I want to make X amount of money or have this promotion, or I want to, whatever it is. But it's the process goal is like, I want to go to the gym 3 times a week. I want to have a routine or a process that's going to get me to this goal, not the end, okay? So we'll just start with Steven. We'll go Steven first, and then I'll share, and then we'll just go around. Okay? Mm-hmm. So Steven, you want to tell us what your goal is?
Absolutely. So for this year, 2025, I am finally ready to approach the multilingual kind of dream of mine, right? So I want to start taking ASL classes and Spanish language classes. And the way I'm going to approach that is actually with a partner and some friends of mine who also want to do this sort of thing. And I will put on the calendar 1 day a week, 1 hour a week to start, that I will meet with a person, because I tend to do a lot better if I have a teacher, a living teacher. I've tried the Duolingos, I've tried the Lingvists, but I think a lot of ADHD adults can agree with me. We put them down as quickly as we pick them up, or it just doesn't last very long. A human being who I feel accountable to, an accountability buddy, is very helpful. So I'm going to seek that person who will spend an hour a week with me. First ASL, and then Spanish as well.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yay!
And now that I've said it on camera, I have to do it.
Oh no, is that how this works?
We didn't tell you signed we gave you the sheet that says whatever you say here is
Yeah.
No.
Then we follow up with you, and then
Everyone else
we
here
film
signed a thing
you.
that says what happens here stays here. Did you not sign that?
Yeah, I think I'm out, guys.
Oh. So Aaron, do you have an example?
Yes. So my example would be, I want to get more comfortable going on social media, learning social media, putting myself out there, doing reels and all sorts of stuff like that, right? Just short form content. I I haven't really done that. I've stayed away from that kind of stuff for a while intentionally because as a coach, it's distracting, and I'm trying to practice like best practices for myself, essentially, of like not being on the phone all the time. But I do want to do that. It's part of running this business. It's part of attention different. Yeah. So I have to learn it. And as someone who's approaching, like 41, almost 42, right? It's like it's one of those things doesn't come super naturally for me. Right? I remember the times where we didn't have cell phones in our hands all the time, right? But yeah, so my goal is to get more comfortable with that on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, and develop a practice for myself where I'm recording something either every day or at least every week, but trying to get to the place where I'm like daily doing this. So that's my process.
Awesome. For this, I'm going to toss out two options to you guys. We can either go crescent moon style, start here, end here, and then on the next one, start there and go here. Or we can do it's a very fun version, and sort of takes some courage, but a kind of touch your nose or raise your hand, I want to go, sort of thing. You want B or A?
So,
vote.
food or popcorn?
Exactly. Okay. Crescent moon or popcorn. Love that. Crescent moon or popcorn?
Let's just go around.
Crescent moon. Aaron decided for us. As per the usual, my co-founder skipped right over my craziness and decided for us. So we're going to start with Hannah, and we'll go this way, and then on the other, like for the next question, we'll go the reverse. Okay. Cool.
Oh, I love going first. Thank you.
I get that vibe for you. Okay. Yeah.
I think process goal is just sort of getting back to creativity and art. Work in a very corporate space, but come from a highly creative background, and you lose that after a while, especially after the pandemic. So I want to focus on bringing either doing or experiencing something creative or artistic, going to concerts with friends, or sitting on a Zoom call with a friend in another state, making something. I want to do that at least once every 2 weeks by the end of the year.
Nice. Is there anything in specific, any art medium that you're directed towards?
I specifically, as far as experiencing, would love to get back to several concerts a year. It's hard not to want to dance in public. I miss that very much. And as far as making things, I've always wanted to be better with making things with my hands. I've always been a writer, photographer, and my brain can just make it, but I want to build things and learn new skills like woodworking, or I started making jewelry last year. I'll probably pick that back up and try plating, just things that normal people don't just decide one day that they want to do, but I want to do those things. So
rad.
Yeah.
And why? Just asking, why is this important to you? Why does this connect? This goal connect for you?
Why does it connect for me? It does feel like not being creatively centered as much as I used to be is getting further away from who I am at my core. And there's a lot of other issues that come along with that. So it just feels like the right needle to try to thread first. Yeah. Yeah,
and the reason why I asked that, okay, was
because it got a nice double from us.
Well, that and it also is because when you connect it to a why, it's a lot more powerful. If it's just something that is not clear to you, maybe someone else wants the goal for you, a parent, a spouse, a partner, a friend, a boss. If it's not something that's connected to, well, why do I want to change this for me? Then it's not going to stick. It's going to be temporary, right? If someone else is like, you need to go on a diet, or you need to fit this thing, this
My
mold.
mom told me.
Yeah, it's not going to stick for you. Yeah. So that's why when I ask that, and I ask this with all my coaching clients too, I'm just like, okay, well, what's the importance of that? What's the why?
Take that and run with it, Tom.
Yeah, I love that framing. What I wrote down here is quiet time. And I didn't actually have the words for that until after you finished fully phrasing the prompt or the question. But for me, I mean, I've received some validation both from you guys here this weekend and other close friends and family. Over the last couple of years, I've had a really serious drive towards goals. And quiet time is one of those things that you can only drive towards in a different way. Quiet time, I used to have a really strong meditation practice where I was meditating, in the morning and in the evening for X number of minutes. And what was really important about that to me was that it was just for me to connect with myself more and to really understand who I was. And I think that over, since I've dropped that as a daily routine, I have found a way to do that in other ways. But there's something about hitting pause to reach a goal that I really want to focus in on this year, instead of here's the goal, here's the action items, now I'm going to go do it. Because I can do that really well. I seem to have moved away from, let me get that done by hitting pause.
Great. So this is your daily practice you want to build.
Whether it's daily, weekly, I'm not really going to put like a thing on it. And it doesn't have to look for me like a seated meditation.
I was just about to ask. Great.
Yeah, but if it looks like 5 o'clock, I turn the laptop, I turn my work computer off, and the next thing that I like tangibly jump into is having my cat sit on my chest, right? Like,
That's comforting.
like where I can't go anywhere, because if I do, I'm gonna disturb the moment, and so like he can be my accountability buddy, and so finding a way to just make quiet time and like leaving my phone out of that moment.
And just surf it, like, this can come straight, shoot from the hip. What are you hoping to draw from that? What is it supposed to do? What is it how does it function?
What's the importance of that?
Yeah.
I like that question, and what I got out of it previously that I feel like I would like to have more of in my life right now is a way to consistently recharge. Because even though I can set forth a goal and go do it, that doesn't always elicit a feeling of recharge. Like, it's kind of a draining way to approach things. And so I really want to kind of put an intention out there that I'm going to do this thing regularly, routinely, completely for me, and it's going to fill my cup.
What I'm hearing is you need routines that help recharge you.
Yeah.
Not just routines like I did the dishes, or I did my laundry, or I woke up at this time and I meal prepped, or whatever the other
And
ones
all
you're
those
sticking
things are on
to.
my calendar.
Yeah.
Quiet time has yet to, so.
That is so important.
Yeah.
That is important. And this is important for all of our audience too. It's like, build in those times to recharge.
Yeah.
So important with energy management. Right? It's one of our buckets at Attention Different.
Yeah.
We need to recharge our energy, not just manage our time.
And for the group, because I felt some impulses in here, and just a heads up, this is a jam session, y'all. Snaps?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Feel free to.
If you feel like, oh, I love that, that's okay, because remember, I spent 3 hours getting the audio perfect, so I can dissect it later, okay? So yeah, if you feel encouraged to give encouragement, please do so. Next up.
So I'm turning 40 in a few months. Yeah, which is a big deal, I think, for the majority of us, but particularly for women, because there is a before 40 and an after 40 in our lives. My main goal for this year is to unabashedly find that life that I want. And that is a big goal, right?
Gotta cross my legs.
Big
Go
goal.
on.
Big goal. But it begins, I think, with community. And I have community now, but I can always build it, and I can always connect the communities that I do have. And that's kind of what I'm missing, is I have a lot of disparate communities that I regularly talk to, but not like this massive community that I want, The process of doing that can be, it could be a lot of things, hosting potlucks and that sort of thing, getting people together. But volunteer opportunities. I volunteered for a cat rescue / thrift store.
Nice.
Combined.
A cat, stop.
Let's go.
Where are you from?
Yes.
No, this was in Denver.
I know. Denver. Cat rescue thrift stop. Oh, yeah.
All under one roof.
I love it.
Amazing. They did have to close down, unfortunately, but like great community there. So many volunteers that you can find. So, things like that. Saying yes to something that I wouldn't normally say yes to, because after COVID, I got into my bubble and I like to sit on my couch and be cozy and watch TV and have the same routine every single night.
Yeah.
But saying yes to things like this, that helps you build community. That helps you find the life that you want.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Getting out of your comfort zone.
getting out of your comfort zone. Exactly.
All of that.
You did it.
Yeah. You're doing it right now. You started it already.
I'm doing it right now, but it's my 40s.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Thank you, babe.
Of course, I got you.
They don't know each other.
Just married. We're married in a different way, and
Right,
it's
yeah.
a business partnership.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
No.
It's okay, Alexis. It's okay. Don't get jealous. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's another person in this room. We have many couples here, actually. We're blessed by them. Thank you all for being here. So come on, Devin, bring us home.
All right, so I feel like I'm kind of like if this was like a Voltron of self-care, I'm gonna just be the other leg on this one because I have resonated with something that each and every one of you have said. And I think originally, if I had to go first, I was just gonna say like I might fuck around and dabble in some self-care, but a lot of it is also needing to recharge because I have been burned out for like 2 years straight, and it's a lot harder to do anything besides go to work and have the energy to wish that you could do something besides go to work.
So heartbreaking too.
It is very disappointing
Yeah.
because you want to do these things that make life feel whole, and you just don't have it. You kind of sit on the couch and you kind of resign yourself to like, well, maybe next week, if not tomorrow. And it just becomes this regular habit. And like, I'm a big fan of fitness, obviously. I brought my bass with me. Hopefully we don't actually have to do like a band thing later.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hopefully not. That would be so awful. I would hate that. Go on.
Guitar is upstairs.
The guitar is upstairs. The mouth harps are 15 minutes from here. We'll have okay.
It's gonna just be one big ADHD super band. I love that.
Also, I like how you said I work out, obviously.
Well, it's like, I like exercise.
I like exercise, obviously.
You can't tell by these ripped biceps.
Well, like, oh, I go to the gym. No shit. Like, I'm trying to take the wind out of other people's sails. Right
Totally, I feel it. And I am breathless for you. Baby. All right, so wait, if, in a sentence.
So the process.
The process is trying to remind myself that I can actually make time for the things that make life worthwhile without it necessarily having to coincide with someone else's schedule. So like, for example, I wouldn't have done something like this if it was all like a self-launched initiative. If this was something where I had to take point and run, I would just keep putting it off because, well, I don't have the energy yet. I'm a little tired. Maybe there's still a little bit of that fear of failure. But when other people say, hey, we're doing this, then I'm in.
Yeah.
And especially with burnout, there's also this weird sentiment of, oh, but I need to take time to recharge, but I also feel like I'm doing things at work slower because I'm burned out, so I have less time to recharge because I'm already so tired. And it just becomes this weird Ouroboros where you're just consistently tired and not making time to be less tired, which is a weird thing to say out loud.
It is, but I know what you mean. Yeah,
Is anyone else here experiencing burnout or stages of burnout in their lives?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
I'm in the keep myself afloat version right now,
Yeah.
Which is why I want to do more creative stuff. That's my way to recharge.
And it's exactly that. Like, one of the things that I remember is that when I graduated from undergrad, I decided like, oh, I'm gonna take bass lessons. And in my first class, all my other classmates were people who were tired. Like, they hadn't made time to do that in their careers, and that they had just decided to come back to it.
Wow.
And that was something that I decided I never wanted to be, just because it just feels stressful or hollow to imagine that your life is basically just the work that you contribute for your employer. There's things that derive meaning that are not connected to that, and I want to be able to make sure I'm not losing sight of those things because time keeps accelerating, and next thing you know, like, you haven't touched your bass in like 2 months.
So what's a first step on the process to touching the bass much more frequently than 2 months?
Well, so I tried that with the last 2 weeks. I actually took PTO, so this is the tail end of the second week.
Oh.
And so I've been taking more time for that. I actually met up with my bass teacher from over 10 years ago and actually had my first lesson in like 12, 13, 14 years.
In 12 or 13 or 14 years?
Yeah, because the last lesson I took would have been like 2012.
Okay, so similarly to your partner, you did it. You're in it. Okay, so you started by more PTO and you reconnected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly, because for me it's like, all right, well, I know that there's stuff that I want to do creatively with music, even if it's just learning to do a competent cover, but there's some technique areas where I could use some clarifications, and I'm really trying to be cognizant of not putting these things on the back burner again at the beginning of 2025.
Yeah.
Another tip for our audience out here is if you can focus on something specific, like a skill that you want to build. So like, let's say bass, right? If it's like the more specific you can get like hyper specific, right? And focus in on like, hey, I want to learn how to do this type of, chord progression or this type of type of song or this genre of music or whatever. Like, hone in on that. You'll be more successful. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm trying to practice ghost notes more diligently.
Awesome.
Snaps for Devin.
Steven, you're up.
Are we gonna give another
wait.
one? We gave one.
But you
Maybe
gave
the new one.
your
have a
BS
second
one. Give us.
I gave the
one.
BS. May have called me out. I did make that up on the spot. No, I'm kidding. ASL and Spanish language are there, but I would say, well, I mean, we'll come back to there's a question coming in a bit where I'll get to wax philosophical a bit. But let's see. Oh, okay, I have one. Reaching out to my siblings. So
No.
What? Reach out to my siblings? Oh no, that's because that's the next question about what behaviors we have to treat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So do we want to move on to Alexis?
Yes, we'll move on.
Yeah. So we're gonna skip us. Alexis with the gorgeous
I just
hair.
want to make sure you brought that. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, I know. By the way, I
Sell?
Huh?
Ready? First lesson. Bullshit.
There's also, I believe actually it's. Yeah.
You know that one?
Yes, bullshit. So there's this one. So there's yes, you could do this, but sign has slang, and then I think it's. Yeah. Also, wait. I do have some fun
And
ones
the
though.
ASL folks out there?
Yeah, I do have some fun ones. Okay, so this is true. I actually do have a desire to learn, and I have learned some. These are. Do you know how there are different ways to sign cities and states? Cool. So you ready for New York and Chicago? Chicago, New York.
Whoa. Makes sense.
Underground, above ground. Ready for New Orleans? Crescent City. Yeah. So I did learn those from a friend. But all right. So Alexis with the good hair.
Let's see. Well, my resolutions have been I'm going to take one of your language things because I want to be taking Spanish lessons 2 or 3 times a week. Wow. Yeah. And I think my reason for wanting to do that is that in my work with environmental activism, we work with a lot of the general population, and it's oftentimes that we see environmental injustice where there's more diverse communities that live in the shadows of industrial polluters. And it's important to be able to reach them and be able to engage them and guide them through public processes for input to change regulations and just things that are affecting them and their health and their livelihood. So I've felt inadequate sometimes when there's been someone there's been a language barrier or something, and I said, I'd like to be able to do something about that.
Awesome.
He's so selfless. it's like, yeah, so I want to learn this language so I can help others.
The most selfless
Yes,
goal
that's the
of the
most
degree.
selfless personal growth goal. But yeah, I mean, because it also will benefit you. But to tie it directly to the noble work you already do is really
Oh, it will
profound.
benefit her on vacation. All the places she
you know
likes to
Spanish
go
language?
is in the Caribbean and Spanish-speaking locations too. So don't worry about that.
That's the carrot, or should I say
The
cherry?
the cherry on top.
Yeah.
The cherimoya. That's the cherimoya on top. Yeah.
All right. My lady ADHD.
This is really funny because all of you brought this up. My goal this year is to write a book about burnout.
Hey.
So I'll be calling all of you.
more.
I have. I've started.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the goal is to continue the process.
Yes,
Not
it's-
to complete.
Yeah.
Yes, to continue the process,
Thank
which
you,
is
Tom.
even harder than starting, I think, sometimes
Yeah.
for ADHD.
To follow through.
Yeah, the follow through is hard for me.
Where are you in the process?
So I'm in outline stage and a lot of brainstorming and researching and soul searching.
No
and
cards
that
and
kind of
whiteboards
thing.
and
Looking back through my journals and finding stories that align, because I've been in burnout as long as I can remember. And I had a really great friend that I was like, I really want to write a book about burnout, but I just don't I don't feel qualified. I don't feel like the right person. He's like, you are the most qualified person to write about burnout because you've experienced
A strange
it more than
compliment.
anyone I know. It's a strange compliment.
a strange compliment.
But
Yeah.
and So kind of twofold though, because my other goal every year is burnout prevention. Like every year I start the year like, how can I prevent burnout? Like I do not want to be in burnout this year. So like self-care, like all of that goes into that. But like ever since I was little also, I've always wanted to write a book, period. I didn't care what it was. It was going to be some sort of book. And I feel like I've spent the last like 30 years like trying to find what that book is. And so this is like a really good, like, I don't know, like a light bulb moment of like, oh, I should write about this. Because I also know so many people struggling in this area, and there's like no real good books about it.
So the importance is twofold. One, it's for you.
It's definitely for me.
Yeah. But it's also to help
I
other
don't even care if
people.
anyone reads it, actually. No, it's pretty selfish. Yeah, because I just want to like figure this out. Like I need to do the research so that I can figure it out for myself. But like I'm hoping in that process, like it'll help you, it'll help you, it'll help you. So yeah, like I'm excited, and I have signed up for like a writing group. So I'm so lucky too. I know so many authors and like really best-selling authors that are like willing to help me through this process, and they're asking me all the time like, when are you gonna write your book? When are you gonna write your book? So finally I'm like, okay, like enough people have pulled this out of me that I'm like, okay, I need to write the book. So yeah.
For our audience, here's another tip: don't do this alone. Right?
Yeah.
Seek accountability. Like you said, find that writing group, find those friends, find the support system. You don't have to struggle alone.
Yeah, I thought I did have to struggle, but I found like there's a couple of different people have just, it's like when the universe just keeps dumping stuff on you, and it's like even you guys being like burnout. I'm like, okay,
You're reminded again.
All right, because it just comes up like all the time, and I keep getting like invites to like, hey, join this writing group, hey, join like all these things, and it just feels like enough already. Like I almost like have no choice.
That's not the sound of like something ringing, like you're being called.
It's so
to
intense.
answer it.
It's like every topic of conversation is burnout. Like everything is burnout. And so like I'm like, okay, and then it's everything is writing. And I found out in the last year that like I should have known this already, but I'm a verbal processor. So I have a podcast, I have social media, like I like to talk. I like to hear myself talk apparently. So like why not writing? Like that does kind of
Yeah, and you're going to be on our podcast, and we're going to interview you about burnout.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Without question.
I didn't know. I'm just putting you on the spot right now. No, okay.
May I put you on the spot in another way?
Yes, please.
I'm going to ask you the question that I hope you know is coming and is going to annoy you. How do you prevent burnout when writing a book about burnout?
This is why I put off writing the book about burnout.
So you can't answer that?
But like, I mean, and even if it's just like a tip that you already know is what you're going to do.
So there are two goals to this year. One is more self-care, so like scheduling in massages, like actually taking care of myself, which is why I have pink hair right now, because
I was just
like it is related, because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take better care of myself, I'm gonna feel better, and like I think I have to do that along this process.
Will you include that when in the writing? Like, will you disclose that to your readers?
I'm an open book.
Yeah.
But I'm full.
Oh man, that was good. That was good. I see you.
Yeah. So, but when you first asked, like, what's your goal? I was like, oh yeah, there's more self-care. But like, no, the goal, because I'm scared to tell too many people, right? Like.
Yeah, no one's watching this.
Yeah, like, where's that book? Trina? Like, I don't, but I have to. The more people I tell, the more I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I actually do have to write this book.
And now it's on camera.
Yeah, the more people you tell.
It's on camera in a few places, and it's like intentional. Like I'm intentionally being like, I'm writing a book. Ask me about it in a year. Like, tell me. Like, yeah. Oh my god.
There we go.
That's the other thing too. Is people are so helpful. Like, there's so many people that are like, I can help you with that. Like, so great. Like, I'm just really lucky to have such like really talented people around me.
I do want to jump in on that, just because I extend a reciprocal invitation. One of the final papers I wrote for my grad school was about burnout and ways to kind of mitigate it, how that kind of affects turnover, and so I've done a deep dive on it. I would love if you want to brainstorm, yeah.
Well, so we can go a little bit.
They're networking.
I know.
We caused this.
Community.
So what happened was like
We're having a
last
moment
year,
for a second.
my
We
goal-
did this. No.
So like last year my goal was to write this book, and I'd started it, and then I had a really like disheartening call with a publishing company who was like, how's your book going to be better than the other burnout books, and like really kind of shut me down. I was like, wait, how is it going to be better than in the other book, like it really killed the
Effective
energy of it. And so it took me like a whole year to be like, no, I don't like, I need to not listen to that.
Yeah.
But like one person did slow it way down. Like that's all it takes is like one person to be like, you can't do that.
And you know who you are.
I won't name the publishing company.
Yeah.
No, but I need to know that. It needs to be
Yeah.
good.
I think that that's a valid question. You should
Yeah,
be able
it
to
is a good
answer.
question.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was so excited about it, and I was like,
Build
wait,
momentum.
how is it going to be better?
And you can prove them wrong now.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that. And I'm actually going to self-publish, so that's better.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. Screw
Yeah.
them. You don't need them.
Recently popular artists or
Yeah.
authors that
Yeah, we
self-publish.
We know
we know a few of them that have been
I know,
successful.
but like
yeah.
that's I have like all the people have been lining themselves up around me to like help me with this, like universally. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
at this
okay.
moment in the web series, a bunch of covers are starting to flow up. Like all of our homies. Before we move on to Sai, I just want to ask, there was a line in there that I really, really relate to, and I want to ask just a show of hands. Does anybody else here relate to the sentiment of, I put myself in my own healthy trap by saying it out loud in front of a group of people or saying it out loud, and then that helps me commit to the bit?
Yes.
I do the opposite. I don't say that thing, so I don't have to.
No, I do that also.
Yeah.
It's a big deal for me to tell because normally I'm like, oh, I can't tell anybody about that because I'm probably gonna fail at that, and then I'm gonna have to admit to the failure. And
But what I'm also hearing on the reverse side of that coin is when you do, there has been some spiritual or sort of internal
Like a shift. A shift. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Speaking
it's
it out.
necessary for me. Like that is the shift, is to put it out
Put
there
it out there.
publicly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Make
if
it
I
real.
don't, I'm just gonna keep it internal and like no one knows, no one has to
When
know.
you speak it out, it becomes real.
Yes.
You're
For
setting
me.
those intentions and you're committing to it, right? And it doesn't mean, obviously we struggle with follow through and we struggle with consistency as ADHDers, but I think with our persistence, you've had this goal for a while and you're not giving it up. And someday you're gonna get there, and it might not
nagging.
be. It might not be in this next 6 months. It might not be in the next year, but it's gonna happen. And
No,
same,
it will happen.
Same with
It
this,
will
right? We
happen.
planned this 2 years ago,
With treatment.
and we made it happen.
No, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Proof is in the pudding. Side.
But also, like, what if
Oh,
I just
wait.
wasn't ready to write the book? You know what I mean? Like,
Possibility.
I didn't have that support system until recently. I didn't have all these people helping me until like recently. So like, if I wanted to write it 5 years ago, it would have been like
Yeah.
really, really
It's the right
hard.
time.
Yeah.
What
I
did
feel
you
like
say?
saying it out loud and then letting other people hold you accountable. I feel like that's so much of the reason too why there's like the mainstream idea of like a wedding. It's saying your vows in front of everyone. Like I'm gonna do these.
Oh yeah. A public commitment. Oh heck yeah. I dig. Sai.
Well, I can definitely relate to you as well because I want to start a podcast too as well and being like a solo entrepreneur. So there's a quote that I heard about ADHD that says that ADHD loves structure but hates routine. And because I can create the whole to-do list, I can create the makeup of my business and all that stuff, but I can't fucking finish it. And I also relate with you because I'm too intense to myself. So one of the goals and processes this year is like to go out there. So I joined a Hmong marketing group. Never done that before. So $30 a month and just seeing them look into my marketing and just sharing my thing with them. So they're giving me feedback on it, and then he's a marketer, so it's getting me to like, oh shit, I need to put out. And similar to you, Aaron, it's really hard to put myself publicly online on something I care about, right? Because my podcast is about vulnerability, storytelling, and so forth. Now I have to be vulnerable. I think that's the difference, and I can't complete it. So all that's coming together is frustrating me. So I don't even have a goal yet to even know how to complete because I'm really good at reading books, but don't finish them, So I don't know what it is yet.
Ooh, so many banger quotes in there. Okay, so I'm really good at reading books, but I don't finish them. I'm really good at making list structure, but not routine. Right? Yeah, I relate to that. You put me in a room full of old shoes in a costume shop that I'm supposed to clean and like reorganize. Got it.
You go.
But if I have to design the shoe or something, if I have to like really ideate from zero to finish, like that's where the roadblocks show
But
up.
you've also been, I want to toot your horn a little bit here. You've been doing really good job of workout routines.
Thank you.
recently.
Yeah. And then, but to the overall point, I've pulled every card, like the tricking yourself into it, the making it easier by putting the clothes right there, by learning from Aaron something that I have been working with this person for over a decade, and it is insane to me that only last summer did I learn that you can set 2 alarms, one for your medicine and then one to wake up. And that changed everything, okay? The idea that like, oh, I can take this stimulant medication, it will help me wake up 30 minutes from now and get to the gym, that was a huge change. So to piggyback off of this, sometimes it doesn't happen until it's supposed to happen. Right? So yeah. So like I've pulled every card, right? Like and now the results are in. And I think to relate it to that, I know there's gonna be that moment for you 6 months, a year from now where you laugh and remember the couch. Right? Where you said it out loud in front of everyone and you go, I did it. I fucking did it. I said it in front of them. I was so nervous. And I hated myself for doing it for a second. And then it was self-love for the thereon.
Yeah, I mean I still have that in the back of my mind, like, oh, but what if you don't? What if you fail? Then you have like, all these people you've told. Like, there's still a little bit of that in there. Like,
But I want to ask you the next question. What if you sucsucceed?
that is a good point. That is a very good point.
Oh, dream about that. That
is
might
it?
be.
Is it scarier?
It's
Sometimes.
It's true.
I honestly feel like the fear of success is harder to deal with than because like I know what failure looks like, but I don't always know what success looks like, especially if it's like a
Oh, it's like
new
an
idea.
unknown.
Yeah.
Oh my God, wait, we're gonna come back to that. I really want to come back to that. Generally, the fear of success over the fear of failure, that's cool.
That's interesting.
Sai, what is the first, my partner has something that she's brought into my life that I'm so thankful for, and it's, I have a tweak, but it's what's the first good thing or the next good thing? Mine are what's the next right thing? But in the vulnerability podcast journey, what's the next good thing?
What's the next good thing to share? What's the next good thing
What's
to...
the next good thing along the journey of creating that podcast?
Oh, what's the next... Okay, the beauty of interviewing people. Like I get to interview one of my legend of one of the a professor that I went to school. I get to interview people who are shamans. I get to interview a documentarian. And I'm gonna get to interview people who are just talks about toxic masculinity. So I get to talk about taboos that would be so fun that no one fucking talks about. And as a licensed social worker, I can bring out like the mental health topics and I can introduce that. So that's gonna be the most fun thing for me.
We need more mental health people in this podcast this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Now we're networking. Teach me. So.
And for the record, you just doubled down because that was a good thing that you just did. On to you.
The one that is not qualified to speak.
Stop.
Whatever.
We're going to censor that immediately. Beep. Okay, now to someone saying a positive thing about themselves because they're awesome.
Self-deprecation, though.
Are we doing your type 5? Because then you can self-deprecate all night. Go on.
Okay, wait. So,
Process.
this year, what I promised myself that I would do, and I don't like to break promises. I've worked in the documentary realm. Decade, maybe now. And I started to write a screenplay. Not fiction.
Okay.
It's actually real. But about a crazy weekend in my life when I was 20.
Interesting.
But going back in these journals, so similar to a book, had the moment of like, what the fuck am I writing about, man? Like, this was a crazy week in New Orleans.
I've never heard of a crazy weekend in New Orleans.
Fun.
But so I'm going through my journals, and at the end, I used to write letters. So I wrote short stories, letters, big on that.
That's cool.
I found a letter I never sent to my best friend. So I folded it up and sent it to her. And I was like, remember the angst?
Wait. At like that moment, you folded up and then sent it to
I
her?
called her and let her know, like, hey, you're still in Boca, right?
And how long ago was this?
Yeah.
That you had
This
written
was
letter?
seriously a week ago.
No,
How long did
yeah,
I write it? I
yeah.
was 20. I'm 36 now.
It's been a minute.
Woo!
16 years, almost.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you
So-
two still close?
Oh, yeah, best friend. She's been texting me this whole time. Sorry. Midlife crises.
Did she, wait, how did she respond to receiving a 16-year-old letter?
She was like, holy shit, we've been friends for how long?
Amazing. First response is, I'm old.
That tracks for 30 year old. Anyone over 30. Yeah.
It was interesting because we were talking about, like, okay, childhood traumas, like, how can we heal the inner child? And I'm like, well, we can start by reading and seeing what we were like at that age.
Totally.
And work from there. And of course, we've done tons of work, but I say we, the royal we, myself. But yeah, to write the screenplay.
I hate to blow up your spot, my love, but you did just give a thesis statement for your screenplay and what it's about. Revisiting our childhood trauma healing our inner child, finding inner child catharsis through returning directly to the point
100%.
of trauma.
Yeah.
I know I mentioned this earlier in the weekend. I don't know who all heard it. I can't remember, but a while back, somebody had me do an activity where you write questions with your dominant hand to your inner child, and then you switch hands and you answer the question with your non-dominant hand. I was doing this on a sticky note and was in tears within minutes. Yeah, it was one of the I get emotional just thinking about it. But for everybody at home, go grab a pen, just be like, hey.
Because it looks like child handwriting immediately.
Yes, and you're using
it's because it's all janky. I'm gonna do this so soon.
told us about this last night, and we were like, I'm so doing it, but I'm going until I get home.
I'm gonna start crying as I start to write the first. It's gonna.
Oh my god! Later, and I'm like, time.
Well, so I just started with something really easy, like what is little Tom thinking, or what is little Tom feeling? You know, what does little Tom really want? Yeah. And that was the question that got me.
Speaking to your inner child.
Yeah, speaking what is little Tom?
And
want?
do you go question and then immediately answer that one, or did you write them all out first? And then
No, I did question by question. So, but those were the first three that I did, and then I would answer each one, and it got more and more powerful. And then that third question, what does little Tom really want? And
Not ready.
Is that too personal?
No, I'll share it. I'm vulnerable. It's a safe space. No, what little Tom really wants is inner peace.
That's right.
Yeah.
And to be in the whirlwind of turmoil that I was when I had written that question and then heard that response, and it was I couldn't write the words fast enough with my left hand, but my brain had gotten there. It
did the work. It triggered it immediately. Yeah. I've got goosies. I'm telling you, I'm all about this.
I mean, going back, open up the journal, angst. Writing down all the music I listened to too. Right. But I turn the page and it's Happy New Year, New Year, New You. And this screenplay is around New Year's because it was the craziest weekend. Well, let's say top 3 craziest weekends of my life.
That's hilarious.
But
to that point.
Yeah, but opening it up and being oh shit, man, I gotta make my New Year's resolution. What's it gonna be? I'm gonna write this damn screenplay.
Nice. What's the process that's gonna help you follow through?
To follow through? Well, I'm still best friends with that best friend who was there.
Yeah.
And she's just girl, what you need? I remember that crazy. And I'm okay.
So when's your first Zoom session?
So setting up some accountability sessions with her? Yeah.
No, I'll just go see her.
Okay.
Oh, and knock it out. And
interview?
Yeah, well, just talk about that time.
I know, but what are you going to do to record it?
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Audio.
Okay.
Yeah. I like to be behind the camera.
Yeah. This is a new thing to be in front of the camera. Yeah.
This is really weirding me out.
No, trust me, it takes time, but you get used to it. I hate this.
Whatever, Steve.
Stop. I do.
Yeah.
Awkward turtle.
Awkward upside down.
He's gonna do a dance for us in a second in the middle of the room.
That's
sorry. Go ahead.
But the follow through would be because I'm a huge journalist, and by journalist I mean I am a journalist, a documentarian, but I do journal every single day.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I do too.
It's part of the meditation,
That's amazing.
Hey, that's.
Have you been journaling since that time?
Oh yeah, no.
Oh my God, you are one of these total awesome freaks.
I'm one of those weirdos.
Yeah, no, I've only met a handful where it's
both of you journal
from 9 to now.
Years and years and years and years.
I've done it since
I have sat for a dramatic reading of Josh William Gelby out there. He's also got a YouTube channel of a dramatic reading of his from 9 to now, and it's insane. You people who write every
in
day.
your handwriting.
I also if I go on a trip and I forget my journal.
Oh, I forgot.
I will write it on
I write it on a napkin.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wait, Alexis, you've been writing something in journals, right? Tell us what you've been doing, because this is a resolution of sorts.
Sure. So I think I want to just look back on my life and remember more of the positive things, the things I was grateful for, the things that made me happy, the things that made me laugh or smile. Because
specifically targeting on them.
Yeah, because I think I saw a quote about a large difference between happy people and unhappy people are the things that they remember, and what they choose to remember and the stories that they recount to themselves has a lot of impact on that. And so
you've been writing it into a gratitude journal.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So
And
then
just
writing
capturing
into a
those moments.
Capturing moments, and it asks different questions to kind of help you pull from your day, and it always asks like, what did you learn today? What's a self-affirmation, and what's something that you're grateful for? And then, so it just kind of helps develop that muscle of thinking positively. And because there's some folks who you talk to and they're like, oh, and then there was this worst day of my life, or there is this the worst insult that somebody ever told me, like those kind of things.
And they go on, they hold on,
and that's what they have. And so learning to hold on to those good things and rehearse those, and replay those things in your mind.
Yeah,
you've mentioned this before. I mean, years ago you told me about internal locus control, external locus control, but the internal dialogue, the core beliefs, internal core beliefs, right? So this, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is like engineering gratitude-based or positive-based internal core beliefs.
Yeah, I was going to kind of highlight that too, because one thing you said that was really cool is that I'm not necessarily somebody who's been journaling every day, and to think about starting a daily practice that I just won't ever stop until like the end of my life, like actually feels really intimidating. But the way you framed it, to start with a journal that helps prompt you to strengthen that muscle, is like a very tangible way for me to get started into, because I used to journal all the time, and it's another one of those kind of practices that priority shifted, time got out of, put the journal in a box when it moved and never pulled it back out, kind of one of those things. But that's a really cool way to frame it, is like I can get a journal that helps me with having prompts or helps get my mind in a certain way, and then I have kind of that strength to help build the muscle.
Yeah, because otherwise we might fall into the perfectionist trap, right? Because I have the exact same issue. When I hear you guys celebrate, when you share that, double thought, double whammy. I wish I had done that, which is not always the healthiest thing. Like I'm self-flagellating immediately. Why didn't I do that? Yeah. And the second thing is I could never start now because I didn't do it forever.
Yeah,
right?
and forget the shame. Like for
exactly.
for all of our listeners, like here's another tip here is like, don't approach this stuff. This I should have, right? I should do
Don't
this.
shit all over
Don't
yourself.
shit all over yourself. No, it's not a good look. Yeah.
It is nasty.
Yeah. Don't shit on other people and don't shit on yourself.
Yeah.
But find a place to restart and reset. So the new year, new you, right? This is a reset point. But oftentimes, why do we wait to January 1st for a reset? We need to find reset points that are faster. You can reset on a daily basis. You can even reset in the middle of a day.
Yeah.
You have a bad morning, you're like, you know what? At noon, I'm going to reset, right? Pick a point in your life, in your day, wherever, and reset. And have no shame. Find a journal that helps prompt you and makes it easier to start. Who cares if that's like, oh, I should already just be journaling and know what questions to ask and a great way to... No. Screw that, right? Just find the way that's the easiest to start it and get yourself going.
And a journal with a prompt, so it gives you just like a couple lines, and I've realized too that now I'm starting to like shrink my handwriting and make sure I fit it all in
more
there.
space.
Yeah.
You have to put it in a concise way, which is great.
Yeah, so it's kind of like unintimidating because it just asks you for a little bit, and then you're like, I have more to say.
100%.
Well, and you have to be very aware of who you're going to leave your journals to in your will. There's some things in there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want public.
I'm not going to name the person, but on this point, and maybe they will disclose themselves later, but I witnessed someone in a rage point. Everybody here knows like that blinding rage moment, like a moment where emotional dysregulation and unhinged. I watched a friend of mine have a very intense breakdown, a moment, right? Not a mental one, but just a real emotional dysregulation. And they grabbed like 6 or 7. There's somebody who's been journaling their whole life, so it was like 8% or 5% of the journals, but grab them and start throwing them in the trash. And I know this person did not want to do that. And I mean, when I was like crawling over couches and chairs and going to the trash and was just like taking them out while they were putting them in and taking them out when I was putting them in. And I was like, you don't want to do this. I hate this. You don't want to do this. And eventually it stopped, like the cool down. And I'm sitting, I'm like holding like 12 journals. And I'm like, are we cool? And they're like, I think so. And I was like, are you gonna throw these away? And they're like, no. And I was like, okay.
You're like, you are important to me.
Yes,
I want your story.
You are important to me. I want to read these. Yeah. And they thanked me many moons later. But I remember that moment being such a powerful, violent moment. Like that was I want to erase parts of myself. That's how full of shame this person was. And I clear as day, it was so connected. Like that. So speaking of your will, reminded me of that. Like they're parts of your soul. You put your soul in them.
They're literal eras. I don't want to go T-Swift on anyone, but eras in your life where, I mean, I don't remember writing half the shit down.
No, I don't
Whether
remember
it was
anything.
in anger or happiness.
Sure.
And a lot of it is like a cruel joke. Yes.
So a little bit of a brief non sequitur. You could, as part of your last wishes, do a dramatic recording of you reading your own journal
That
and
would
have
be
that
fun.
pressed into a vinyl record.
Brian, you got another gig.
Oh my goodness.
Especially if you turn yourself into a puppet.
A puppet.
An animatron?
While the dramatic reading is going on.
And then animate it like Waking Life. No.
Yeah, like marionette, like, hello.
This is me from the other side.
So another thing that I want to highlight that a couple of you guys had, and I jotted it down so I didn't forget it. That's one of my like strategies, right? is I have 1,000,005 things going through my head, so I'm just gonna write it down. I can always come back to it. But I was working with a personal trainer. This was probably about a year ago, and it was at the end of my workout. And he was like, "All right, 20 push-ups and you're done." And I didn't look at him, but in my head I was like, dude, I am gassed. You want me to do 20 push-ups? Like, that was the most intense workout I've ever done to life. And so I started doing them, and then just very nonchalant, it was just like a coin of phrase for him, like didn't mean anything. He said, come on, failure is the goal. And he didn't
such a good trainer.
Yep.
He didn't say it with a lot of conviction, but I was in, like we were talking about earlier, this like massive state of burnout. Part of the reason I had gotten into personal training was to like build more physical strength so I could get more mental strength.
Yeah.
And having that routine and the accountability partner and somebody being like, hey, I'm gonna see you at 7 every Tuesday and every Thursday. And so when he said that, I came back to him, like it was a Thursday evening, I didn't get to see him until Tuesday, but I was like waiting to see him. And I'm like, dude, you blew my whole life out of the water by saying that.
Yeah.
And I had to like re-explain why it was so impactful. But when
What was his reaction?
He was kind of confused at
Love it.
first. He
I felt
really
that.
didn't
Yeah,
know where I was
yeah.
coming from. But I had to explain to him, like, you allowed me to realize that the thing that I was the most scared of in this world is actually, like, if I approach that thing and reframe that as winning, I can't ever lose.
No, that's yogi shit. It's 100% yogi shit. Failure is the goal.
Yeah, failures, and he was talking. So he was talking, and he reinforced. He's like, I was just talking, like when you reach muscle failure, that's
Fair. To be clear, muscle
Non-yogi,
failure is the goal. Yeah.
Personal trainer.
A break for a little bit of anatomy.
That's not true of all exercise, right? You
Right.
don't always
Yeah.
want to train to failure, but building muscle mass is like, body strength training, getting into weightlifting.
But
those are
metaphorically
very
and
good.
spiritually, he freed you in that moment of being angry at failure.
Running
He
away
immediately reinverted it and said, no, embrace failure.
He said,
Embrace
run
discomfort.
towards it.
Yeah.
He said, this is the point you're trying to get to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for
Which
me,
is so true. It feels so good when you get to that point.
For me, it changed like every way I was able to think about everything. Like, I'm gonna give it my absolute all, and when my energy reserve hits 0, I'm gonna go, nice job, time to go to bed, recharge, do it again tomorrow.
That is so important because what we often do, right? We avoid things that are uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We avoid discomfort. How many people procrastinate? Maybe on some of these goals or routines
Everyone
or
here
things.
raise your goddamn hand. You have
Yeah.
all
If
done
you
this.
have ADHD,
Yeah.
you are procrastinating and
I love the 2 or 3
avoiding.
people like, yeah.
Well, the way through this is to face the discomfort head on.
Embrace it.
move through it, right? You make that the goal is I'm going to put myself into uncomfortable things, or the thing that I'm afraid of, I am going to do more of that, because that habituates you. And then it makes it so that you can overcome those things.
Drink the poison.
And to take it one step further, I was talking with coworkers like the week that I was having this like mind-blowing, life-changing epiphany, and I was like, guys, this needs to be an acronym, but it has to like fit with this mentality. So now FAIL is an acronym that stands for Further Attempts in Learning. And I've heard it said before, it's like first attempt in learning is a fail, but like further attempts in learning means it can go on.
Yeah, further attempts.
I like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
We're stealing that.
So what's coming up?
My boxing gym, the head coach's mantra is win or learn for every bout.
Win or learn for every battle?
Yeah, for every bout. It's like if you're going into the ring.
Yeah. So if you lose, it's a learning experience.
Exactly. There's
Reframe.
something that you can take away from it if you lost.
Yeah.
There's still something you can take away from it if you've won, but removing the idea that like somehow you're less than for not having won.
I love that.
I'm a firm believer, and I always have. We do learn more when we fail. It's just fun. I mean, I have learned more from every failure than any success combined.
And let's not, and of course, we do not like failure.
No.
It's not like anyone's seeking
Learn is not
failure.
like.
No, believe me,
Learn
at the
is
end of
not
that
like.
workout, I was ready to throw up. It was not a comfortable state, but I
Right.
knew that that's what I was working for.
And it's
Hell
the
yeah.
place of failure or discomfort where you grow.
Yes.
That's where you grow the
Yes.
most.
I want to, before we get into the next question, which is a lot of fun, make a shameless plug, but also talk about this reset point, right? So when Aaron and I were filming our first e-course, okay, which is like living and thriving with adult ADHD, we filmed it up here in Winter Park. I had a temper tantrum. I had one of those days where the anxiety wouldn't go to bed. Right? No matter what I tried, something triggered in the morning, and it would, it does like maybe we're gonna survive. No, we're not. Oh no, it's bad. And Aaron was present for an adult timeout, which I took myself. Okay, but at a certain point, we must cut it off. Stop. Push the reset point button. And my adult timeout was the reset point. I finally said to our other admin, Brandon, and I said to Aaron, I need to go sit down. And I went and I sat down, like not very far away, and I faced the mountain, and wouldn't you know it, Aaron, I said, you guys just keep going. Aaron, you do this lesson. Like, you just do this chapter, right? And they were uncomfortable with that, like, because the moment is tense. There's, someone's upset. It's not comfortable. But we embrace it, and Aaron keeps going. And what took over? My ego. I was sitting there, and in my head, this was the monologue. If you keep sitting here, Aaron's going to be the only one in this film. Do you want Aaron to be the only one in this film? Do you want people to watch this show, this e-course, and it just be Aaron? Is that cool with you? And there was another voice that was like, absolutely not! So I eventually got up and was like, okay, wait, let's start over, right? But the reset point allowed for me to remember what was important to me in that moment, and it was, ego aside, to share the stage with Aaron. And this was a powerful moment for us as co-founders to be visible. And the real adult, mature voice in the head was like, Steven, you have to stand next to your co-founder. This is your partner and it's your first e-course. Like, do the job and do it well. Get up, right? And I did.
Show up.
Show up. And honestly, fuck the do it job and do it well. Just show up.
Yeah.
Like, get up, go stand there. It'll come.
And it's not like you overcame it all.
No.
But yeah, because you were still
I was animated.
anxiety the entire time, the entire day. But to your credit, you came back.
Yeah.
And you went through it.
Yep.
So even though you were in this off space, you were just like, well, I'm going to come and I'm going to be 60% of myself.
Yeah.
Or 30%, whatever the percent you could muster up.
Whatever it was.
You did it.
Yeah.
And you put on a face and we got through it.
Yeah.
And it worked.
And at lunch later, I'm not mincing words. I got emotional with Brandon and Aaron. I said, thank you. And I said, this is a bad day. And you guys know me. You've seen me. You've seen me read a monologue, an entire page long, read it 3 or 4 times by rote in my head, and do it off script in a second. I am capable of doing these things, more than most. But I'm a fucking human.
Yeah, usually you're the person on the stage, you're the one. And I was so nervous ahead of time too, right? I was in my head before that, I'd been like, Steven, you might have to do a little bit more of this, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to like.
And meanwhile,
I'm
we had a total 180, brother.
Yeah.
It was an
And
inversion.
he was like,
Aaron
oh yeah,
was
we
a
got this.
star that day. And actually, what added to my anxiety is we did the intros, and I was thinking in my head, Aaron is so fucking hot right now. He is like killing it right now. Why can't I do my thing? Like, I couldn't do my thing. I couldn't turn it on. The muse wasn't coming. Meanwhile, Aaron's crushing it, and I was so like my toddler, my teenage brother child came. I regressed. I was jealous. I was anxious. I mean, it was a conflagration, right? And to put out that fire, I had to take an adult timeout. And to Aaron's point, it wasn't 100%, but it was something. And I was grateful for that. Enough gratitude that I cried later at the bar. Made everybody uncomfortable at Dino's. Okay, so
He did.
I did. I really did. Over my delicious
He's
salmon
not just being
salad.
dramatic.
No, I was moved by. I believe why I was crying because I said, this would not have been possible if it weren't for the strength of you two, actually, right? So this is, again, the accountability buddies, surrounding yourself with people with compassion and love. If I had said, I need an adult timeout, and they were like, no, you effer, I can't believe you're screwing this up, you're ruining the tape, oof, right? But they said, we get it, we love you, do what you need to do. And that's what I was thanking them for afterwards, was the acknowledgement. I call it the Dr. Becky, because on We Can Do Hard Things, they have her on all the time, and she says the first step is to validate their reality.
Yeah,
Period.
we validated, and we let you have your space.
Yep.
And then I was like, well, if I have to do this course, I'm doing the course. And
I knew that you would. God, that was so important. I knew that he would, for both me being jealous, but also taken care of. I thought, like, if I have to sit here and I can't go back, Aaron's on it today. But then that was enough to, I don't want to be
I did feel on that.
You were on. It was so
I was
good.
on fire.
Go watch the e-course at attentiondifferent.com. Yeah. All right, so next question.
Okay. Oh, and that is one of those goals that we have as a collective.
Oh, yeah, as a collective.
Yeah, to make some more e-courses. So stay tuned.